Welcome back to the Tangent Podcast, everybody. It is great to be back with you. I am quite excited for this episode today.
As am I.
Jack, how you doing?
I am thirsty. I'll tell you that first of all.
Ooh,
And I am excited for this one. This is an episode we've been talking up for a long time now.
Long time. And one of the reasons I'm excited is because we have fellow podcaster and friend of the show and family member, my cousin Des.
Yo, boy, bussin'.
You wanna introduce yourself again, Des? We've had you on the show before, MK Ultra episode. So if you haven't listened to that one, it is a banger. So go listen to it, and yeah, go ahead and introduce yourself.
I am Des Troy of Disengaged, the heavy metal band, Wrecked Podcast and Circle Pit Radio Network. Yeah. And I am a self-proclaimed expert on all things creepy or mythical or paranormal because I said so. And that's why I decided to keep jumping on your show.
Perfect.
Give us another sneak preview for the listeners of what you play in Disengaged or what you bring to the table.
Oh, it's just kind of a...
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
It's terrifying.
If you cannot summon flames directly from hell, store-bought will do fine.
Oh, that's great. I love it.
That is incredible.
Also, his band, incredibly talented. Like, their drummer is insane. He's crazy good. Their guitarists are all really good too. And then obviously Des is really great as well. So do you have any upcoming shows or anything that our listeners should know about?
If you are in Colorado, we're playing a little festival August 27th, I believe. Other than that, we don't really have much going on. We do have like an underground fan of the band. He has a birthday every year and he makes a big deal out of it. So if you're close with the band or you just message me on Instagram, you can get a invite to that Disengaged official on Instagram if you want to hit that up. It's going to be a good party. It's going to be a fun time. And they roasted a whole pig last year. So, party on.
Whoa.
That sounds awesome.
You had me at roasted a whole pig.
Last year we showed up, we did the show, and it was great and everything. But it was like, it wasn't like the biggest thing. But they were like, you totally could have invited a bunch of people. We're like, well,
why didn't you tell us?
No, yeah.
Did you do the show before or after the eating of the pig?
Oh, it was actually a bit during. We did 2 sets. We did 2-hour-long sets, and we just took a break in the middle to eat because they were barbecuing the whole time. I bought steaks for the whole band, and we had those. But then they were like, "We brought this pig," and we're like, "Oh God!"
Nice. Getting the meat sweats in the middle of the show. That's
totally worth
fun.
it. It fueled me. It fueled my power.
Nice. The only time I can legitimately say that I had the meat sweats was Jack and I went to Arby's before an episode, and we got. Have you heard of the Meat Mountain sandwich from Arby's?
Yes.
We got the Meat Mountain, and it was delicious, but also horrible at the same time.
I will say this now. It was like $20 for one sandwich.
It was expensive. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would not pay that again.
I'm glad I had the experience once, though.
Yeah, my butt was not glad about the experience, but I was fine with it.
Challenge accepted, dude. I'm going to get my podcast. We're going to get wrecked to do a Meat Mountain episode. We all got $20 we could throw into that. That's fun.
There you go.
That'd be fun. So
for those that don't know what the Meat Mountain is, it's from Arby's, and it's literally just all of their meats together. So it's a sandwich that consists of chicken tenders, ham, turkey, pastrami, roast beef, and bacon.
Wow.
Didn't we have curly fries with it too?
Yeah, we threw curly fries on top too, because, you only live once.
Arby's experience. You can't have Arby's without curly fries.
Small
That's true.
Seasoned curlies, Diet Coke, because I'm trying to watch my figure.
Of course.
Classic Jack Black bit.
So what I think we should start doing is when we run out of energy drinks or want to maybe divert from the drink reviews, we should do food reviews like that pickle that you sent to me. Or my wife suggested that we should do the Wendy's ghost pepper nuggets.
Oh, actually,
Okay.
you know, they're not as bad as you think. Anything ghost pepper that is out for general consumption usually isn't. But I can tell you there are these chips called Pocky with a Q and a P. It's a nut
Those
spell.
suck.
No, they don't. They rule. I love them.
They're awful.
Is that the one chip challenge thing I've heard?
I think it's the same company that makes it.
Oh.
But they just have a general like their hottest chip that's not a one chip challenge. I get my coworkers with it because I'll just eat them all the time for my fun. But then I'll have them at work and I'll be like, guys, you should really try these chips. They're delicious. And they all I'm like, yes.
Jeez.
Enjoy.
So, Des, didn't you go to the Wing Coop and get the 11 wings as well?
Oh,
one time.
God, yeah, we did it on 11/11/11, same day Skyrim came out.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, they were doing the 11
Shout out to-
Usually you can win $1,100 is the thing, but they did $11,000 because it was 11/11/11.
What?
Yeah. And so we were trying to win that, and we had to. It was a bad idea from the get. My friend who did it with me, Jaden, shout out. He brought to my attention that we had to sign a waiver that said we could die in it, and we can't sue them. So
that's crazy.
I signed it and I had it, and it was probably the most painful thing in my life besides heartbreak.
It is. It sucks. So we had them before they went up to the Olympus place. They had a one in close to Salt Lake somewhere, like kind of like Midvale area, I think. And they used to make them with habaneros. So we went there and we tried it, and I did like 4 of them, and it wasn't too bad. It was still bad, but then we went back when they moved to Olympus, and at that point they had switched to the ghost peppers. But they didn't have the freaking 1,100. We saw to sign the waiver, but they weren't giving out $1,100. I might have been able to power through a couple more, but I don't even know if I finished the one that I ate because it is horrid.
They're harsh, and you got to do for that $1,100 or at that time 11,000 on that one day. You had to eat 11 wings in 11 minutes, but if you finish before the 11 minutes, you have to sit there and let it burn for that 11 minutes. And if you
that's good. That's a good addition. I like that.
Disclaimer: if you're gonna go eat something with ghost peppers, make sure you wash your hands before you pee.
Oh yeah, agreed, 100%. I have experienced that on the worst level, so I feel you, dog.
It sucks.
Yeah. I need to change the habits is all I'm saying.
Oh man.
On that
note. Well, should we get into the beverage for the day? Because I'm kind of excited about this. So this is a new one that I recently saw called Monster Reserve Orange Dreamsicle. And I don't really know what the reserve is. I'll read the thing on the side. It says, Reserve, Orange Dreamsicle. No juice, tea, coffee, or any tweaks to the energy blend. Monster Reserve is straight up original Monster in new amazing flavors. It's the ideal combo of the right ingredients in the right proportions to deliver the big bad buzz that only Monster can. Monster Reserve packs a powerful punch, but has a smooth, easy drinking, creamy orange sherbet flavor. Ooh. Athletes, musicians, anarchists, co-eds, road warriors, metalheads, geeks, hipsters, and bikers dig it. You will too. Unleash the beast. I know. Well, let's give this a try.
I googled what's Monster Reserve, and it says here it is based on the original Green Monster formula. They are a flavor variation with no other changes, so it's literally just another flavor.
Huh. Nice.
Nothing special about it at all.
I know they have one other reserve that I've seen. I think it's watermelon. I haven't tried it yet, but
they've got the gold one or the pineapple one or something like that.
I will say one of the tastes of my childhood, those things that you can still remember like exactly how it smells and tastes, and like you can experience it when you think about it, was my cousin Trevor. Quick shout out to him again, because we shouted him out after he donated to the Do Fund. He just messaged me the other day and was like, "Hey, thanks for the shout out. You guys are awesome." So he's still listening. Shout out to him. But his mom and dad would always buy the orange dreamsicle popsicles, and they were one of the best things, like best popsicles I've ever eaten. So I'm really hoping that this tastes similar to that.
I already have several feelings on this. Number one, I thought the reserve would just be like quieter in social situations. Hello. Number two, if you don't have the magical experience of being like 20 and younger, because this is the only time you really do it, of having whipped vodka and orange juice,
Mm.
this is exactly it. Don't try that at home, kids. I'm just saying that's when I did it, and it was a whole time. But man, it not only does it taste like the little ice cream bars, but it tastes like that drinking experience of my childhood.
Of your childhood. The closest I can relate to that is when I made Orange Julius in foods class in like 7th grade.
Ooh.
Nice.
What a great drink, though.
It is. It is.
Bomb.
Well, let's taste it. It smells really good.
I like it.
It is really good. Yeah.
Ugh.
It honestly tastes like an orange dreamsicle. Like,
It does. The one thing
there's really not much more to say.
The one thing I usually don't like about orange drinks is they taste just like straight up orange juice concentrate sometimes. But this is really mellow, and like the creaminess is coming through nice.
It's got some creaminess, that's for sure.
It is smooth. I like that.
And it has less of a, like, sometimes they'll have these fruity ones and they've got a little bite at them.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
This one's just like candy.
This is a relatively tame energy drink.
It almost tastes to me like an orange cream saver.
Ooh, cream savers, dude. Where did those go, man?
Remember Grandma had those all the time? Those and those, like, yeah, I think they still exist. You can, let me see.
You just have to be around someone older than 75 years old in order for them to exist.
You can buy those and those little strawberry wrapped candies. Do you remember those?
Oh, yeah, dude.
You can buy those online too. Apparently,
and they looked like strawberries. They tried to make the wrapper.
And they had like the gooey kind of runny centers to them. Yeah,
I hated and loved those simultaneously.
They were so good. So those and cream savers, like that was my childhood candy. Growing up in Dez's, in the same family as Dez, we had those all the time.
Oh yeah, those little strawberry candies though, like I thought I was crazy for the longest time because I just never saw them anywhere but Grandma's house. And then somebody like said it out loud, because it's one of those things you kind of keep to yourself. Like somebody then said it out loud. You're like, yeah, those little strawberry candies. I was like, oh, no way, they exist.
You thought Grandma was like making those and making the wrapping at her house and just putting them in the drawer or something.
We had great grandparents, man. Like, it's possible.
We did have great grandparents. Rip to both our grandparents.
I've never said rip. I've never said rip about them just because that's a very modern thing. But you know, rip Vicky and Gary.
Yep. That sounds horrible. How about R.I.P. Vicky? Rip Vicky and Gary. Sounds bad.
Yeah, sounds too bad.
But I do miss them a lot, and they were great. So they gave us a good childhood.
And this energy drink reminds us that that they're dead. Very good.
Thanks for that.
Very long and convoluted train to get to there.
Nice sentiment there. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, I'm excited about this episode. As we teased earlier, this is something we've discussed previously and been wanting to do for a long time. And Jack, why don't you tell our listeners what we're getting into today?
All right, so today...
Wait. Did you rate this energy drink?
Oh, we did not. You were right. Holy crap.
For me, it's
amateur hour here.
Talk about dead grandparents. What's wrong with you guys?
8 to 8.5.
I'll give it an 8.3.
Yeah, that's about where I put it.
You give it a
Give
what?
it a 9 for the
A 9?
taste, and a 3 because it makes me sad.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Okay,
It is dang good though. I do quite enjoy it.
It is really good. Yeah, I'd buy that one again for sure. It is the full sugar one. It's just a regular monster, so
maybe that's why I like it so much. So
lots of sugar. Excuse me.
Now that I've saved the show, carry on.
Oh yes. Today we are starting our what we called, I guess, the Cryptid tournament, or I don't know. I guess we don't really
Cage match.
Cryptid cage match. There we go. That's the official name. I'm going to type it right now. Right here. Cryptid cage match.
Here comes Ness with a bear.
And I am really struggling to type right now. Anyway, okay. So I think I came up with this idea during one of our episodes we were recording, probably at least a year ago. It was
been a while.
Maybe not. It's been a long time. Anyway, finally got around to putting it together, and what we have is 32 cryptids of all corners of the earth that we are going to pit up against each other in a fight. And we're gonna duke it out 1v1 mono el mano style, and try to make our case for which one we believe would win the fight. And that's where Des comes in there at the end to almost declare a winner, or just kind of agree with who he believes is more correct, or just tell us that we're wrong in any way.
Self-proclaimed cryptid expert.
So he is the referee of this cage match, if you will.
I want to see a clean fight.
This is a sneak peek to what is going to be in the future. Some content on our Patreon, or paid content. So we will release some details for that as well. And if you want to access the rest of the Cryptid tournament, check that out. We'd appreciate the support. But we wanted to give you guys a sneak peek, give you a little taste of what's coming. So
for the fights we have going on here, I tried my very best to match similar styled cryptids against each other, if that makes any sense.
They wear the same clothes?
Like they both live in water. How's that?
Oh, okay. That's
so they both wear swimsuits.
Yes. So today we're going to do the old Loch Ness monster, old Nessie, against what's called the Bake Kujira, which, very short and simple, is a ghost whale. And we got 32, obviously, is what we're starting with, calling it the threatening 32. Winners will move on to the scary 16. Onward to the eerie 8, the fearsome 4, the terrifying 2, and then what I crowned the granddaddy cryptid.
Nice. So a lot of content coming up for this. There's going to be a lot of great battles.
And, I know I didn't get all the cryptids, but I think I got most of the ones that most people know about. There are a few in here that, I had never even heard of, even, like the Bake Kujira today. And a few others. I can't even pronounce half of these. I don't know if you're looking at the doc, but that'll be fun when we get to those ones. But how do you wanna duke this out? You starting? Let's hear what you got.
So I'll start. So let me just set the scene for you here. A mist hangs heavy over the dark waters of Loch Ness. A foreboding energy crackles in the air. The Bake Kujira, a monstrous skeletal whale risen from the depths of the Pacific, surfaces with an eerie howl. Give me a howl, Des. Perfect. Its ghostly presence sending shivers down the spines of all who witness its approach. But unbeknownst to the Bake Kujira, another ancient being stirs in the heart of the Scottish Loch. The Loch Ness monster, affectionately known as Nessie, senses the encroaching threat from afar. With a surge of power, Nessie rises from the depths, its serpentine body gliding gracefully through the water, leaving ripples in its wake. Its size is awe-inspiring, dwarfing the Bake Kujira in comparison. Nessie's long neck stretches skyward, its head crowned with a majestic mane of dark, scaly hide. As the Bakekujira lunges forward with spectral intensity, attempting to unleash a ghostly assault, Nessie's ancient instincts take over. Its thick hide, developed over centuries of existence, serves as a natural armor impervious to ethereal attacks. The Bakekujira's ghostly tail whips through the air, but Nessie effortlessly maneuvers, dodging, utilizing its sleek agility to evade the spectral strikes. Seizing the opportunity, Nessie counters with a devastating surge of power. Its colossal jaws, adorned with razor-sharp teeth, snap shut with bone-crushing force, catching the Bakekujira off guard. The Bakekujira's ethereal form falters momentarily, weakened by the sheer strength of Nessie's jaws. Sensing weakness, Nessie unleashes a powerful thrash, sending waves crashing toward the Bakekujira. The relentless assault continues as Nessie's sheer size and power come into play. With each passing moment, Nessie's legendary endurance wears down the Bakekujira, snapping its spectral strength. The Bakekujira's ethereal form flickers and wavers. Its ghostly wail cries, growing weaker by the second. Give me a dying wail. Finally, with a resounding roar that echoes across the loch, Nessie delivers the finishing blow. Its massive body slams into the Bakekujira with tremendous force, overwhelming the spectral creature. The Bakekujira's form disperses into the mist, vanishing into the night, defeated by the mighty Loch Ness Monster. In this fierce clash, the Loch Ness Monster emerges triumphant, a testament to its immense power, ancient wisdom, and unparalleled strength and agility. Nessie's natural advantages, including its impenetrable hide, agility, and endurance, coupled with its relentless tenacity, ultimately ensured its victory over the Bakekujira in this legendary battle to the death.
Cool.
My mic probably isn't picking it up, but I'm clapping.
So do you have a fun scenario to go through on the end of Bakugo over here?
You know I do.
Why don't you paint your picture of this unwinnable battle?
Oh, good one.
It sounds a little one-sided.
I'm a freaking ghost whale. All right, before we start, I need to give a little bit of a description of what a Bakekujira is. Just so you get its awesome awe of all of its triumphant power.
See, Ness. Sorry, go on. Sorry.
Oh,
See,
no.
Go on.
Just trying to cheat, so I can't win.
Let me just start by saying Nessie needs no introduction. Everyone knows its sheer tenacity and power already. Proceed.
I will reserve my judgment, but I'm still very excited to see what might be said.
So, the Bakekujira from Japan is an ethereal whale of just skeletons that is basically the spirit of a once hunted whale. And its whole goal is to curse all of humanity. And it's pretty epic. When in the stories, you throw your harpoons at it, nothing happens. It ain't got no skin. You can't harpoon it. But we'll get into that a little bit later. For now, let's hear the correct way this fight went. How about?
Can I interject with one quick thing?
Yes, sir.
So, do you either of you know the band Gojira?
Yeah.
I don't.
If you wouldn't mind opening your Google or whatever and searching for the album From Mars to Sirius and look at that album cover, that's what I imagine the Bakekujira looks like.
Images.
Oh, that's cool.
Except bones, not skin. But otherwise, yes.
And since it is bones, do the harpoons bounce off of it?
Sure. Yeah.
Or go through it. I don't know. Inside of it, so that it makes it more intimidating when you look at it.
Ooh, and then it can shoot them out like it's a porcupine. Carry on.
Like, could you imagine a zombie walking towards you with like 20 arrows through its body? That'd be kind of scary.
Only every night when I go to sleep.
All right, you guys ready for this?
Let's hear it.
In the depths of Loch Ness, a massive battle of mythical proportions is about to unfold. The murky waters churned as the legendary Loch Ness monster, known for its elusive nature, sensed an approaching presence. The Bake Kujira, a colossal skeleton creature from the ocean depths, has journeyed from the farthest reaches of the Pacific to engage in this epic confrontation. As the water stilled, the Bake Kujira emerges from the depths, its massive skeletal form casting an eerie shadow over the surface. The Loch Ness monster, startled by the sight of this immense adversary, reared its head and let out a thunderous roar. Accepting the challenge, the battle for supremacy had begun. With a powerful stroke of its enormous tail, the Bake Kujira propels itself forward, creating a surge of water that crashes against the Loch Ness monster. The Bake Kujira circled its opponent, showcasing its agility as it dodges the Loch Ness monster's attempt to strike back. The Bake Kujira's skeletal frame allows it to maneuver swiftly, evading each attack with ease. Unleashing a supernatural powers, the Bake Kujira summons a violent storm, dark clouds swirling overhead, lightning crackled, and the thunder boomed as the storm unleashed its fury upon the Loch Ness monster. The creature's scales sizzles and smokes as the lightning strikes its massive body, weakening its defenses. Seizing the moment, the Bake Kujira lunges forward, its long, sharp, bony protrusions gleaming in the storm's eerie light. With precise aim, it drove the protrusions into the Loch Ness monster's vulnerable underbelly, piercing through its scales and flesh. The Loch Ness monster bellowed in agony against its strength waned. Undeterred, the Bake Kujira continues its relentless assault. It summons colossal waves that crash down upon the Loch Ness monster, battering it relentlessly. With each strike, the Bake Kujira exploited the Loch Ness monster's weakened state, dealing blows that shook it to the very foundation of Loch Ness. Whoa, that's not right. As the battle raged on, the Loch Ness monster movements became sluggish and feeble. Its once mighty roars grew faint as it succumbed to the overwhelming power of the Bake Kujira. Finally, with a final strike of its formidable skeleton form, the Bake Kujira shatters the Loch Ness monster's will to fight. Silence settles over the loch as the Bake Kujira emerges victorious. The once feared Loch Ness monster lay defeated, its form disappearing beneath the waves. Bake Kujira, its skeletal flame glistening with triumph, let out a haunting cry, a resounding echo of its dominance over the legendary creature. Having established its supremacy, the Bake Kujira returned to the depths from whence it came, leaving behind a stunned Loch Ness and a tale that would be whispered for centuries. The mythical creature had triumphed, its power and prowess forever etched into the annals of mythical battle. And scene.
Wow, he brought annals into it.
Wow.
Huh. Wow. So first off, to the listening audience, I want you to appreciate the excellent acting, all those sound effects that were totally unrehearsed.
Oh yeah,
Second,
100%. It was great.
What are you talking
sometimes
about? We went to Loch Ness and recorded those sounds.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like to me.
They're all recorded. Second, honestly, I thought Nessie instantly had the win. Like, I was like, there's no way. But I also didn't know that the whale was Storm from the X-Men.
See, yeah, I didn't know this whale could summon lightning too.
It also can curse people. I didn't know which way to go with that.
Good thing Nessie's not a person, huh?
Yeah, I guess.
Is a monster not a person if it thinks and feels?
Also, I didn't even point out that Bake Kujira actually literally translates to bone whale in Japanese. So that's why it's called that.
Oh yeah. Well, Loch Ness literally translates to Lake Ness monster.
Ooh.
Oh wow. Some literal terms here.
Take that. So let's dig into this. So to recap, Bake Kujira can summon storms, I guess, and curse people.
Mhm.
Big. It sounds like
Also-
he's.
Also, something else about him is I don't know if he controls them, but whenever he shows up, he has scary looking birds and fish all around him of species that no one has ever seen or known. So
he's-
unknown if he can control them, like, to battle for him. But I'm going to count that as
So
a pro.
is he like? Does he like come into the arena with his entourage and then they're like cheering him on from the corner or
heck
something?
yeah.
Like,
I mean, hey, motivation is a strong tool. You're not
All
going
right,
to win a
what-
fight if your family's not there cheering you on.
what would
That's a
be the
good point.
Bake Kujira's walk-up song for this fight?
You know that deja vu song from all the memes?
No.
No idea what that
Wait.
song is.
Sing it for me.
Oh.
Is it the oh no, oh no?
No.
Okay, good.
It's from all the memes. It's like, deja vu, I think I've been to this place before, higher on the streets. Have you guys never heard
I
that?
have no idea. You
Nope.
sound like
Dude,
you're having
it's
a
so
stroke.
good. Let's see, song meme. It's called Initial D Deja Vu. If you need to, it's fire.
Mine would be Tower of the Bagpipe Warrior.
Oh wow!
That would be Nessie's entrance song. Just like 20 Scottish bagpipers walking along the shore, blasting those pipes.
Wow. I would be pretty hyped about both of those. I don't know the meme song, but if it was good enough to be a meme virally, that means that everybody, as soon as they see this bone whale, is going to be like, "Oh, and I love this song. We're hyped. Let's cheer for the whale."
Oh, it's a Japanese hype song for sure. Well, it's not Japanese, but it's got vibe. It's got that vibe.
Okay. So, Loch Ness, incredibly evasive. So, in my mind, here's one thing I want to kind of clear the air with this, or maybe not clear the air, but let's settle this through discussion.
Okay.
So, if I'm thinking of like Pokemon, and I've got two water type monsters fighting each other, water attacks are going to do virtually nothing, right? So, sending waves, like both of our stories are like they sent a powerful wave. In
Yeah,
my
you got a
mind,
good
that's
point
not
there,
gonna
I
do a
guess.
lot, right? Like elemental attacks, I don't feel like are going to do a lot. I think it's more going to come down to like the physiology and physical or supernatural abilities of the monster.
Okay.
So Nessie,
I think that's a
seems
fair assumption.
being like a water snake, basically long and thin and slender, is a lot more elusive and evasive. But it seems like the Bake Kujira is a lot like bigger, stronger, but may because of its size be slower.
Let's
I don't
figure
know.
that out. How long per se is Loch Ness monster generally accepted to be? Can you find that out?
I have,
Let's see.
on your Pokemon scale, while he's looking up the length of Nessie, Pokemon scale, if we're going on that, right? Say you're just like a pure water type like Nessie would be, or at best like water ground type, because Nessie could pick up boulders or affect the ground. But Ghost Whale is a ghost water type, and Ghost isn't affected by physical attack. Only special attack like elemental attacks, and Nessie doesn't have either of those. It only has physical attack. Whereas Nessie is a pure water type, I would also give because it has storm powers. I would also give it the electric typing, which is extremely powerful against a pure water type. And
That is true.
might just get it the advantage it needs to roast Nessie.
However, would the electrical type affect himself as well? Because he is a ghost type, but he does have a physical form of skeletons. So he does have physical mass. Correct?
True. That is a great point.
Yes, sir. But do know that in Pokemon, we gotta stop talking about Pokemon, but there are water electric types.
True. And they don't always shock themselves.
Yeah.
That's true.
Anyway, did you find out the size by chance?
I'm looking that up right now. We'll just say big. They compared it to a dragon. Oh, let's see. So this
one
is one
says
thing.
20 to 30 feet.
So I saw something that said they found large footprints belonged to a animal about 32 feet long.
Huh.
So I mean that's fairly big. I looked at when I looked it up, the first thing that popped up on Google was the size of Loch Ness itself, which was like 22 miles. So I was like, "Holy crap, that's massive! There's no way he's losing." But so yeah, anywhere from that 20 to 40 foot mark, I'd say probably closer to 20 to 30. But
So my boy, the whale, would reach about 80 to 90 feet in skeletal form in length alone. So I think we've got the power on you, but it sounds like I may have been wrong, and you have the dexterity on me.
yeah, the agility for sure.
Yeah.
And you never know, like a python could wrap itself around a bigger animal and squeeze it to death.
With a wrap or constrict like a come on move. Got it.
Yep. No, I will give your guy the strength and size, I guess, for sure. I don't know I guess if he's a whale, he's got to be
It's
big.
literally just a whale, so yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And the other thing, I will be humble and give your guy his nature of being malevolent, whereas Nessie, in most cases, didn't provoke people. He was just seen and was just straight up chilling. So, I mean, he could be like a good Pokemon that's super strong. Like, isn't Dragonite good? And he's like one of the strongest. So
yeah,
That's
yes.
maybe he's like just a good guy who's super strong and protects the lock. But your guy seems like he has a nature to attack or kill stuff.
For sure does.
So,
naturally more aggro, yeah.
Okay.
Secondly, we have to talk about they are cryptids, meaning they are,
Real.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Legendary.
So mine has supernatural powers. I don't know anything about the Loch Ness Monster. Do we know anything power-wise, or is it just a big snakefish thing?
Do we have Loch Ness Monster is simply in the most popular lore is just a plesiosaur that got trapped. So I mean it's just a dinosaur, so if you consider any of that magical powers. Besides maybe camouflage. Maybe it's got camouflage because it has been able to elude us.
Yeah, his powers are definitely on the physical side, like his impenetrable skin and scale armor that protects him from physical attacks, his agility and
probably
evasiveness,
super quick swimming and
elusiveness is a good word. That he can camouflage himself and hide, but then he does have his super strong bite too. So his razor sharp teeth,
which is a dark type move, so it gets the dark typing as well.
But you can't bite bone.
Dude, it literally said he had a bone-crushing bite.
I guess that's probably fair.
That thing he wrote by himself totally said that.
Hey. The universe wrote out of truth and facts, okay?
We've never talked about anything that is not a fact on this show. Aliens, ghosts, Loch Ness Monster.
Super fact. Mm-hmm. So
I do. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to ask if there's any more fun details.
I'm going through my notes here, trying to find anything more.
Not really for Nessie.
Let's see.
There's not much more in terms of supernatural or ethereal powers. Just his sheer physicality, and he's strong.
And according to legend, that the Baka Kujira is actually considered an omen of disaster and impending doom. So technically, him coming to the fight would just be and then Nessie seeing that is going, oh, that's my omen that I'm going to lose.
One thing that you said that you wrote in your battle was that Nessie sensed the presence of the Bake Kujira.
That's true. I did say that.
Which would lead some to believe that he may possess some kind of force-like power or
I think the fact that he's entering into his domain, I think he knows whenever somebody comes into Loch Ness, I think he knows. Or shit, we don't know.
Oh, he just has the superpower of hearing water splash. I mean, I think I could sense that too, but I'm not a super whale or a trapped dinosaur.
So, let's see. Oh yeah, go for it. Sorry, I cut you off.
Sorry. Here is my last Hail Mary for why Nessie would win. Let's just picture ourselves in Japan in a big water arena with a bunch of Japanese people cheering on, right? Doesn't seem like it would be that intimidating of an environment. Let's now go to Scotland, the Highlands of Scotland. You've got a bunch of freaking burly Scottish Highlanders in their kilts and bagpipes just freaking going to town cheering Nessie on. There ain't no way he's coming down from that. Like, he's going to win just out of pure will to please the Scottish, and like the energy that they bring is just going to push him to victory. Home court advantage for sure.
I don't know. I think if listen, you can be a big scary Scotsman, but as soon as a bone whale shows up, you're like, "Oh, just clap my kilt!" Like, you're done. I'm running.
So yes, also it is stated that, quote, its sightings are believed to bring calamity, including storms, shipwrecks, and misfortune to those who encounter it. It basically is like once you see it, you're basically cursed with all sorts of misfortune. So I don't know, that seems a little OP if you ask me. But just seeing it means you're gonna lose. But
all right, Des, do you have anything else to add to either side?
I was gonna do an Asian accent, but I find that one to be more offensive.
That's.
Maybe. I mean, I liked that we stay on the air for this podcast, and I don't love getting kicked off, but I'm fine. We can always edit it out if we need to.
Ni hao. Oh, that's Chinese. Oh. All kinds of mistakes are happening right now.
Oh man, that's great.
Forget when you're not on your own show,
That's fair.
So
yeah, nothing for me. Move on, unless you want my judgments final.
So yeah, do you have anything else, Jack?
I am just combing through the last little bit. Here's a good tidbit. The Bake Kujira has become a popular subject in various forms of Japanese art, and if that doesn't win you a battle, I don't know what does.
Artsy.
Also, reading this, I'm now determining that they would never fight because the Bake Kujira serves as a cautionary tale of importance of respecting nature and the consequences of overexploitation. And I feel like they both would agree on that pretty hardcore about, respecting nature and whatnot.
A ghost whale doesn't seem natural, though. Nessie would take that on in a second.
So we have to assume this is like Freddy versus Jason rules, where things that don't even apply to their universe have just pitted them against each other because it's fun to watch.
Yes,
right,
definitely.
So we've gotten to round 5, gotten to the end of round 5. Each fighter's put up a good fight. I think Nessie was backed into the corner a few times and took a few nice shots to the face. Got knocked down a couple times, but he got some good shots in there too. And so no knockout, no submission. So it's going straight to decision on this fight. And Des, you are the official referee.
Hold on. Before we get to that point, I kind of want to throw in an impromptu little section here. One where me and Austin decide if, after hearing everything, if we changed our minds at all, kind of thing. Like, Austin, do you still feel that 100% Loch Ness Monster would win? Or do you maybe want to pivot to mine would win? Or are you right in the middle going, I guess I can see where you're coming from, but I still think I'd win, or the other way around? I'm curious, and I'll do the same thing after you.
So there is one key element to this that I could see really turning the tide. The tide of
Nice.
the battle. Is if the storms that the Bake Kujira can summon do have lightning, because that could fry Nessie pretty quick. So if they are in fact lightning storms, or if they're just big storms and waves, that's like, that for me is the big turning point, because I could see it otherwise going either way if it were just strictly a battle with no storms, because I could see it being Goliath killing David, like the huge beast squashing Nessie, or I could see Nessie being so quick and agile and just like landing a bunch of little shots and like tiring him out and then just taking him out, you know? So I think that, yes, I would say now that the Bake Kujira would probably win, but it does depend on that caveat of the elemental attack.
I like it. In my head, I think I'm still leaning Bake Kujira just a little bit, but much less now that I had severely underestimated the agility of said Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah, that's his biggest thing.
Not far smaller, but about half the size, and I guarantee, faster, able to make sharper turns, etc. And I do think that would cause a big issue for a giant whale. But on that same note, I do think that a whale, I think that basically just means like one or two shots would be almost enough, kind of thing, if you're that much bigger than your opponent.
Yeah.
But I think I'm maybe still leaning Bake Kujira, but it's close. It's very close in my mind. And yes, the storm is a big part of it. But I'd like to think he's not going to use that just to guarantee his victory. He wants to win with honor. But let's hear what our referee has to say.
All right, it was a good, clean fight. You guys only bit and scratched like 2 or 3 times. Now I respect that. Now, first I was full Loch Ness Monster because a whale's body is all one big piece. You know what I mean? There's no movement. There's no agility. There's no dexterity there. There's just one big piece. But that one big piece is a lot bigger than Nessie. Nessie is elusive and more peaceful, and the lightning powers. So I think even without the lightning powers, just the sheer size and the fact that the Bake Kujira is so much more aggro naturally takes the win all day.
Yeah.
All right. That seems fair.
Okay.
Sorry,
I like that.
Japanese beat ya.
I like that. Yeah, I mean, you did convince me. I think Nessie being a strictly physical cryptid is its downfall, unfortunately. It reminds me kind of like, you guys know who Butterbean is?
Yes.
It'd be like if Butterbean fought like a super skinny fighter. Like, you give Butterbean a couple punches, he's going to knock him right out. But in the rare chance that he doesn't land a shot, the guy could wear him out. But I agree that you put Butterbean up against a beanpole fighter, Butterbean would win every time. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm convinced that looks like the Bake Kujira is moving on.
Turning your kilts for kimonos, fellas.
No, that was fun. I liked that quite a bit.
That was fun.
That was all right. So we're moving on to round 1, match 2.
Yep.
All right. Now that we have determined said winner of round 1, match 1 between the Loch Ness Monster and Bake Kujira, the winner being the Bake Kujira, let's move on to the next matchup, shall we? Austin, what angry little gremlin monsters do we have fighting each other today for round 2 or match 2? Dang it, I keep doing that.
We have the Dover Devil versus the chupacabra.
Is that Mexican hat? Perfect.
We need to play like some ranchera music in there with the accordion. Yeah, we need to add that in there.
We should do like kind of a salsa.
All right, let me set the scene for you again. In the eerie depths of a moonlit forest, the atmosphere crackled with tension as two legendary creatures prepared to engage in a fierce battle. The chilling wind whispered ancient tales of horror, carrying the weight of countless encounters with the unknown. The stage was set, and the clash between the formidable chupacabra and the fearsome Dover demon was about to unfold. Silhouetted against the dimly lit sky, the chupacabra emerged from the shadows, its elongated limbs poised like a coiled serpent ready to strike. With blood-red eyes that burned with an insatiable hunger for blood, it exuded an aura of pure malevolence. Its mottled gray skin clung tightly to its sinewy frame, emphasizing its otherworldly presence. This creature, a creature of darkness and death, possessed an unmatched agility and stealth that made it the terror of the night. But not far behind, the Dover demon soared through the air with wings of shadow and fury. It does have wings, right? I read the right one?
Yeah. It depends who you ask.
Okay. Well, I'm going to keep going.
All right.
Its leathery bat-like wings spanned wide, casting eerie shadows upon the forest floor. The demon's muscular body was cloaked in midnight blacks, blending seamlessly with the darkened backdrop of the night. Its piercing yellow eyes glowed with an unholy intensity, filled with the relentless drive to unleash chaos and destruction. With razor-sharp claws and a set of gnarled horns upon its head, this enigmatic beast was a true embodiment of terror. As the adversaries locked eyes, the forest seemed to hold its breath, aware of the impending cataclysmic clash. The chupacabra, relying on its stealth and cunning, moved swiftly through the underbrush, blending effortlessly with the night's canvas. It darted with supernatural speed, disappearing and reappearing at will, evading the demon's sight with calculated precision. This mastery of subterfuge granted the chupacabra an advantage, allowing it to strike from the shadows, its claws ripping through the air like razor-sharp talons. The demon, however, was no stranger to battle. It lunged forward with a piercing shriek that echoed through the forest.
Yeah! That was my shriek.
A blood-curdling
What happened to you?
blood-curdling cry that sent chills down the spines of those who dared to listen. Its powerful wings propelled it forward, creating gusts of wind that whipped through the trees.
That's all I got.
I'm losing it.
Dude, it had me too. I'm trying to keep it together.
Damn it, Des. The demon's claws, honed to perfection, sought to rend the chupacabra's flesh, tearing into the very fabric of its existence. But the chupacabra possessed a secret weapon, a voracious appetite for blood. As the Dover demon lunged, the chupacabra deftly maneuvered, seizing an opportune moment to sink its fangs deep into the demon's exposed flesh. Poison surged through the demon's veins, weakening its once formidable strength. The chupacabra's insidious toxin was a lethal concoction that threatened to consume the demon from within, sapping its vitality and turning its own essence against it. Though wounded, the demon refused to yield, fueled by a tenacity born from centuries of monstrous legend. It retaliated with a ferocious barrage, swiping its talons and delivering bone-crushing blows. But the chupacabra, resilient and crafty, employed its agility to dodge and evade, its supernatural senses allowing it to anticipate each strike with uncanny precision. In the final moments of this brutal encounter, the demon's strength waned, the poison working its insidious magic. Exhausted and vulnerable, it collapsed to the forest floor, its once piercing gaze dimming with defeat. The chupacabra, triumphant and bloodied, stood over its fallen adversary, a testament to its relentless drive and calculated tactics.
Ooh.
Now, is the piercing gaze just like, an effeminate dude that puts some metal in your ear?
Ha, ha, ha,
Ah!
ha. Funny.
Levity. That's what I bring.
And confusing
Lovely
jokes
story.
also. Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good. Anyways, carry on.
Yeah, that is Chupacabra. The Chupacabra, I'll give just a little input, I guess, into what it is. So the name literally translates to goat sucker.
Ooh.
In Spanish. So chupa means to suck. Cabra means goat. So to suck a goat, referring to the alleged habit or phenomenon of it attacking and sucking the blood of livestock, but particularly goats. So this happens in primarily Mexico, Puerto Rico, kind of through Latin America. The legend exists. When I was in Panama, not as much, but they had a similar thing. But it's mostly Mexico, southern U.S., and then Puerto Rico as well. So, a little bit of a description. Some people say that it walks on 2 legs, but it has 4. So it looks like if you imagine a Wendigo or a Skinwalker, they have 4 legs, like a coyote or a deer or something, but they walk on 2. And then it's super fast. It can have animalistic features, but almost alien-like. So if you imagine, I imagine that to be like when people say encounters with the Men in Black, how they saw these humans, but they didn't really look human. Like they had these weird features. That's kind of how I imagine the Chupacabra.
Uncanny Valley almost.
Yeah, for animal. Yeah, so it looks either like a small dog or a large dog or a coyote or like a small bear, something like that within that size, you know. But it can run. What was that?
Have you seen the second Suicide Squad movie, the one that was good?
I have not.
I have.
Okay, so there's a
I know what you're
character
going to say now.
Yeah, there's a character in it called Weasel. And Weasel is exactly what I imagine the Chupacabra to look like, but with like spines on its back and big razor sharp claws.
Okay. Weasel looks a little bit, how do I say it nicely?
Haggard.
Haggard, yeah, we'll say beaten down by life, I guess.
What's awesome about that guy, about that character, is the mocap for him is done by James Gunn's brother, who also does the mocap for Rocket Raccoon.
Oh, really?
And he does the mocap. He does the mocap for a lot of stuff, but he's also Kraglin, the guy who inherits the fin and everything from Yondu in the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, okay. Mocap, for those not familiar with CGI and stuff, is motion capture. So the people that do the acting for the CGI, that's what they're doing. That's cool. So he knows animals. That's what you're saying. He knows how to mocap for animalistic figures.
Oh yeah.
That's cool. So yeah, basically, also Brazil is a place that the Chupacabra is legend because they have a lot of cattle mutilations down there. So anywhere that you hear about cattle mutilations, animals dying, things like that, the Chupacabra is typically associated with a lot of those kind of attacks. So pitting him up against the Dover Demon, which I don't know much about. So Jack, paint a picture for me.
Hey, you're about to be painted, my guy. You ready to get non-consensually painted?
I don't know what that means, but I'm so intrigued. Are we on rec right now?
Can I forfeit?
I have a wife and kid.
Very sorry for what I just said.
I'm only 17.
Des got me acting up.
Got you wildin', dude.
Oh my gosh.
Alrighty. Here we go. Deep in the heart of the secluded forest, a battle between 2 legendary creatures was about to unfold. The moon hung high in the night sky, casting an eerie glow on the surroundings. The Dover Demon and the Chupacabra face each other off. Their gazes locked with intense determination. The Chupacabra snarled, baring its sharp fangs and flexing its claws. It lunges forward, launching itself at the Dover Demon with lightning speed. But the demon, with its elongated limbs and uncanny agility, effortlessly sidesteps the attack, it gracefully evades each swipe and leap, moving with the fluidity that defies comprehension. As the Chupacabra's frustration grew, it increased the ferocity of its attacks. I'm sorry, I can't talk right now. It lunged again, attempting to sink its fangs into the Dover demon's flesh, but the demon was elusive, its body seeming to flicker in and out of existence. The Chupacabra's teeth found nothing but air, and it crashes to the ground, momentarily disoriented. Seizing the opportunity, the Dover demon swiftly closed in on its bewildered opponent. Its large, glowing eyes seemed to pierce through the darkness, locking onto the Chupacabra's vulnerable form. With a burst of supernatural strength, the demon unleashes a series of precise strikes, landing blows with pinpoint accuracy. The Chupacabra howls in pain as the demon's blows connect. Its reptilian scales offer little protection against relentless assault. The Dover demon strikes were powered by an otherworldly force, each hit resonating with a spectral energy that drains the Chupacabra's strength. Despite its best efforts, the Chupacabra found itself unable to mount a coherent counterattack. The Dover demon's agility and elusive nature made it a formidable opponent. With each failed attempt to strike back, the Chupacabra grew increasingly fatigued, its energy waning under the relentless onslaught. The Dover demon, sensing its advantage, intensifies its assault. It delivered a final devastating blow, striking the Chupacabra with a force that sent it crashing to the ground. The Chupacabra lay motionless, defeated and subdued. The Dover demon stood triumphantly over its fallen adversary, its glowing eyes shining an eerie glow. It had emerged victorious, its unique abilities and relentless determination prevailing over the formidable Chupacabra. As the moon continues its silent vigil, the forest grew still once more. The Dover demon, having secured its victory, vanished into the night, leaving behind a defeated and humbled Chupacabra. Legends would speak of this encounter. The Dover demon would be remembered as the spectral victor of the enigmatic forest. From that day forward, tales would be told of the fateful battle between the Dover demon and the Chupacabra, and how the Dover demon's ethereal powers and unmatched agility led to its claimed victory over its fearsome opponent.
Hmm.
And that's how it's done.
Is it though?
So, moving on to let's talk about the old Dover demon himself. This is one that I also didn't know too much about. And oh man, I lost my notes. Sorry, just 1 second. The Dover demon, if the best way to describe it is like, imagine the green aliens with the large heads that you imagined as a kid, you know? Basically like that, but no nose, no mouth, and just giant holes, basically, for a head.
Sounds like Dez's sister.
Or for eyes. Wow. It is commonly described as having a hairless, humanoid form with spindly limbs and large glowing eyes. Although its intentions and capabilities remain mysterious, the Dover demon has not been associated with aggression or combat in any recorded accounts. So there's something downside. Instead, it often regarded as an enigmatic being, observed in brief and very elusive encounters. So yeah, if you look up images of this thing, I would best describe it as the only thing keeping Squidward grounded is his nose. So he lost his nose, and this is what he becomes.
Did you say it had teeth?
I think it does, but like it doesn't show its mouth. Like it doesn't have one until it,
Okay, then we'll never know if it is Dez's sister or not, unless it shows its teeth.
That's pretty good because she doesn't have any.
Oh wow, that's horrible.
So, you're telling me, bud. The way this battle is going down, like, we're gonna go for more anime references, kids. So buckle in. Have you ever seen Naruto?
I have.
Nope. Okay, well, at least one of you again. It's like two ninjas battling in the forest. You can't really see what's going on, but everyone's moving so fast, and just you're just hearing, you know, and you assume there's a fight going on, is what I'm getting from both of your descriptions. Plus, both of them seem to have, like, whereas the Dover demon is a little more elusive, Chupacabra does seem to be like a committer of many assaults on animals and such, you know?
Mhm. Okay,
Yes.
so here, I don't know if you have this ready on hand, Austin, but I'm gonna give like 4 quick bullet points on why I think the Dover Demon would win in this battle, and then you can give like a few bullet points as well. 1, its elusive nature. It's renowned for its ability to evade capture and remain hidden. Often described as being incredibly fast and agile. Agility combined with its lanky limbs would allow the demon to swiftly maneuver around its attacks, making for difficult chance of hitting it. 2, otherworldly physiology. Its unique appearance and unearthly features suggest that it possesses attributes beyond conventional understanding. I know that's kind of cheating, but I gotta throw it in there. Its large glowing eyes may grant it enhanced vision, potentially allowing it to spot the movements and react accordingly. Furthermore, the demon's physical characteristics might include heightened strength and durability, providing advanced in close quarters combat. 3, unpredictability. Unusual appearance and behavior could unsettle the Chupacabra, which might be unfamiliar with encountering such creature. Also, again, kind of cheating. The Dover demon's unsettling appearance or presence, coupled with its enigmatic nature, might create confusion or fear in the Chupacabra, impairing it to its ability to mount a focused and coordinated attack. And 4, its strategic intelligence. While the Chupacabra is often depicted as an instinct-driven predator, the Dover demon's appearance suggests a higher level of intelligence. It may possess a cunning and tactical mindset, allowing it to outsmart the Chupacabra and exploit its vulnerabilities. That being it looks. If you bring up a picture of 2 of them, the Chupacabra is kind of like a beast, and beasts just fight, don't really plan. And if you look at a picture of the Dover demon, he looks like he's got some sprains. Look at the size of that noggin.
So,
all right, make your. Oh, sorry, go for it.
Real quick. Let me disassemble one quick thing.
Yep.
So, like, with the planning and everything, that's cool and stuff. But like in war, I believe there is like a really close correlation between bravery and stupidity. A lot of people say, oh, these people are so brave. They went in and did this, even though they were outgunned. And it's like, I mean, were they brave? They just were kind of stupid and they went for an attack. That being said, you're like, well, he's not planning and the Dover Demon's planning. While the Dover Demon is planning and plotting, the Chupacabra is biting and swatting at him with razor sharp claws. So the bravery and stupidity might be overruling the strategy and the brains of the Dover Demon, especially given that we don't know if the Dover Demon actually has any weaponry of it all, but we know that the Chupacabra does.
So here's my question. So thank you, Des, for saying that. Because imagine if you would, a nerd prepares all year for his tests, plans his life out, going up in a fight against a huge jock who has no idea what the heck he's doing, but he's dangerous. We'll just throw that analogy in there. But also, did you mention, I might have missed this, but did you mention, like, does the Dover Demon have some kind of purpose? Like, is he always attacking people? Is he attacking animals? Or are things just seeing him out in the woods? Like, is he ever doing anything malevolent, or does he have like that nature to him?
No, I don't believe so. I believe he's more of a stand in the shadows kind of guy.
Okay. So I do have the same thing as you. I have a list of powers and justifications as to why I think the Chupacabra would win. So let me go through here. So number 1 is the blood-sucking and bloodthirst. So this is the reason behind the Chupacabra's attack, because of his thirst for blood. So he's often depicted as a malicious creature that preys on livestock, particularly goats, other small animals, but could be cattle, anything that he can get to fairly easily and overpower. It's believed that it extracts the blood from its victims, leaving puncture wounds on the neck or chest, which is consistent with cattle mutilations, some of the reports. And number 2, it's stealth and elusiveness. So it's said to possess exceptional agility, speed, and stealth, which allow it to move more swiftly and more quietly through a variety of terrain. So if we're thinking this thing exists in Puerto Rico, Mexico, anywhere in Latin America and the southern US, there's a lot of different terrains like Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, desert, right? You've got desert, you've got some mountains there as well. Mexico, you've got desert, you've got mountains, you've got some jungles. Puerto Rico, I'd assume, is kind of jungly as well, but a lot of Central and South America is very jungly, mountainous at times. So its ability to move through silently and quietly through different terrains. And then its ability to blend in with those terrains as well. Some even say that they've witnessed an almost... is it alien or predator that has the camouflage, like the environmental camouflage, where you can see like the that it looks like the where it's walking is like distorted, but you can't quite see it, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that'd be the predator.
Michael Jackson is how you said. That's the last thing you hear before you die is just Shamo.
Or do you want a sandwich from Subway?
Yeah.
Fresh.
Annie, are you okay?
Man. Okay. Oh crap! Just a second. I just lost my my thing.
Control Shift T if you accidentally closed your tab.
No, I didn't close it. Okay, I got it. Okay.
Nice.
I just scrolled down through the page. Okay, so again to recap: 1, blood sucking and its bloodthirst. 2, stealth and elusiveness and its like camouflage. 3, flight. So some accounts of the chupacabra describe it having the ability to fly or glide smoothly, and it is said to either have wings or a membrane-like appendage, kind of like a flying squirrel, how they have those things under their arms, that allow it to take flight and move long distances quickly and effortlessly. So that's another one, is not only can it move across the ground quickly and effortlessly and silently and blend in, but it can take to the sky as well. Number 4, and this is probably the biggest one for me, the hypnotic gaze. So Des mentioned this earlier. So a lot of versions of the legend, the chupacabra is believed to incapacitate its victims through a hypnotic gaze that paralyzes the victim or puts them into almost a trance-like state that leaves them vulnerable to its attacks. Number 5 is the ability to shapeshift. So the chupacabra is said to have the ability to change its form or shapeshift into other creatures or other objects. Some say that it can only morph into animals, but some say that it can morph into trees or something that resembles nature, like a rock or something. So its ability to not only blend in with its environment through like camouflaging itself and stuff, but actually changing itself into something that looks like the environment or a different animal. So like if he's fighting a wolf and he changes himself into a wolf, and then the wolf's going to be like, I'm not going to attack this other wolf. He's my friend. And then he's left vulnerable to the attack from the chupacabra.
Pretty sure wolves attack other wolves all the time. That's a big thing about, like, you know, rival packs kind of thing, like rival gangs. I could be wrong.
I'm pretty sure that across the entire animal kingdom, there is never a species that would attack itself. Definitely not. Like 100%.
You got a point there.
100%.
My bad.
I have seen dogs chase their own tails. That's a dumb argument.
Oh man.
Saying. Also,
right.
we are the most advanced. We are the most advanced brains on the planet, and we fight ourselves. Like, come on, kids.
That was the joke. Ha ha.
We'll make it funny next time. Dang it.
Yeah, mine was funnier.
Thought I did.
Dog chases its tail. Get it?
Ha ha. So yeah, that's the chupacabra. So So again, I guess recapping my side of it, the big things are the chupacabra has it in its very nature to attack other people. One thing I didn't mention too is that it is said to be venomous. So from my encounter, if we remember, it bit the Dover demon, and the Dover demon was infected with a poisonous venom that started to like eat away at its body. So I think that the chupacabra is weaponized, one, with his very nature, like it's in his nature to attack, and two, like he's developed tools that allow him to do that effectively. So his stealth, his camouflage, his teeth, his claws, his hypnotic gaze to paralyze the enemies, and then flight to get away. So I think all of those make a pretty strong case for the chupacabra coming out on top.
That's fair. That's fair.
Rebuttals at all?
I
mean, the best I got is basically, he may not be as ferocious and angry, but I think he's got some pretty good agility, from what reports say, and would be pretty able to dodge most attacks and maybe tire him out, and try to use his strategic intelligence to maybe hit a weak spot or something along those lines. That's all I got in rebuttal there, but I do think you make a solid argument on your side. I'm now understanding.
So here's what I'd say. I'll give the credit to intelligence where it's due, because in nature you do see intelligent animals come out on top in battles, but it seems like the most intelligent animals are also the ones that need that intelligence because they don't have other abilities, and they're typically like wolves. Like they're super intelligent, but they always go in a pack. They always have like a sidekick or somebody there with them to help in the fight, right? Whereas like a lion, he could probably take on a wolf, a crafty wolf himself with his brute strength. That makes sense what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. So I think one crafty animal versus like an aggressive animal, I wonder how that would play out. But the intelligence is a big thing, and the agility to tire him out. So yeah, I'll give that credit. Des, you have any thoughts on this?
I have several, but they all go with my final judgment, so I will withhold for a moment.
Okay.
I think we're just about ready for that. What do you think? What do you think?
Let's. Where is this battle happening? Because that could also play into some of this.
You mean like country or
like what type of terrain? Are we talking?
Well, in my story, I had him going up in a. The heart of a secluded forest.
Okay,
that's what I said.
That was kind of mine too. It was the moonlit forest. So forest. There's lots of trees, nature, plants, rocks.
Thick tree.
Okay.
You walk 5 feet before you hit another big old tree. You can almost not even see the sky. So much foliage above you. That's what I'm thinking.
Canopy.
Okay. So I will be fair here and say that could limit the chupacabra's flight abilities.
Fair enough. Maybe a little bit more open then, but still many tree.
Yeah, but I mean, that could be a big thing though, as if the chupacabra has one of its weapons taken away, its ability to fly, which I don't think is its strongest thing, but it is a big one.
Chupacabra can fly? I didn't know that. It doesn't have wings.
In some reports, yeah. Some reports it does, or not necessarily wings, but it has those things under its arms that can spread and kind of fly like a flying squirrel. Maybe he just bought a wingsuit online, and that's what it is.
I like that.
So
I like that the chupacabra has an Amazon account.
Yeah.
Well,
he does. There are a lot of counts of him in Brazil. So
enjoys the butts.
Don't we all?
So Des, I think we're ready for. It's been a slugfest.
It
5
has been.
rounds. Well, let's see. Did it go 5 rounds, or was there a knockout, a submission?
I'm gonna. Okay, so you guys you got me like all messed up now because flipped positions here. Because last time, Austin had a more docile, peaceful, very physical, less paranormal creature, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the bone whale uh, was a more aggressive but paranormal and ethereal being. Now, you flipped it on me because we got a physical, aggro, built to kill creature against a ethereal, paranormal. So, we don't even know if it's docile because it hasn't been encountered like in a physical sense. So I think if we're going off of just the information presented here, and if we look at the simple geography of where these two come from, it's got to be Chupacabra all day. That being said, I think it's going to be like a blowout. Like, I think that the Chupacabra is going to come at the Dover Demon with such ferocity and intensity. There's going to be nothing for the Dover Demon to do because a lot of depictions of the Chupacabra have it covered in these spines in the back, on its back and head and stuff, as well as its big claws and its big teeth and stuff. So you've got something that looks like, again, Squidward going against
Noseless,
you
angry
know,
Squidward. Seriously, that's what it looks like.
going against a bunch of swords. Like, it just looks like, number one, it's gonna pop him. And then you add in again the geography of one is from Massachusetts and one is, from South America. And I can tell you from being in a lot of fights that I've won against the white kids a lot more. I've gotten my stomped by all the Mexicans in my neighborhood like 3 times.
Oh man.
So I gotta, we're going full prison rules on these guys, and I think the Chupacabra's got it just in bloodlust and being very much Weapon X Logan like in its nature.
All right, I think I can accept that. You bring up some fair arguments.
Now, just to put it over the top, Des said that the Chupacabra was built to kill, right? Not only that, he's also licensed to kill.
Oh my.
Documented.
Documented.
It's true. We have victims. We have documented like photo evidence of the victims of Chupacabra. No one's a victim of the Dover Demon. For all we know, it's Mr. Burns zonked out on drugs in the middle of the forest.
That's 100% what it is.
It's like if Squidward were walking to the salty spittoon. There's no way he's coming out of there.
Exactly. I think the last match was so much more, like, so much closer. This one, it's just you're setting a gun against a priest. Like, one is just peaceful, the other one is a gun.
It's like bringing nothing to a gunfight. So
you're
Jack,
bringing speculation to a gunfight.
Jack, we forgot to do our thing of if your mind had changed before the decision.
We kind of talked about it a little bit, and yes, I do think my mind was changed prior to the decision. Just basically with the ferocity and pure bloodlust, and it's kind of hard to beat that. It's like somebody all hopped up on cocaine or whatever. You can't stop them.
Yeah,
you see those videos? They tase somebody who's hopped up on drugs and just super angry. They don't even budge. They're just they just keep going.
Oh my god! Okay. Real quick
story.
Maybe inappropriate for your listeners, but I'll keep the language as clean as possible. There are accounts of people being on PCP. And let's see, fighting off cops while touching themselves in the most nefarious of ways. And another dude was fighting off cops after cutting himself open and pulling out organs
Oh,
from himself.
Wow.
yikes.
That is the kind of ferocity and don't care if I win or lose that I think the Chupacabra comes into battle with. It's sucking on goats, man. It doesn't care. It's on PvP.
It reminded me of this story of, this was a meme that went around a few years ago, but there was this soldier in World War II, I think he was from Finland, named
I remember this.
Imo Koivunen. And here's the story. It says Finnish soldier Amo Koivunen overdosed on amphetamines while escaping Soviet forces during World War II. After regaining consciousness, he skied. Oh, he was like by himself, so he was running away by himself. He'd been separated from his unit. It says after regaining consciousness, he skied more than 250 miles, survived a landmine, and lay in a ditch for a week, eating only pine buds and a raw bird. When he was rescued, his heart rate was still over 200 beats per minute, and he weighed only 94 pounds.
Good
All
Lord.
of that from overdosing on meth. And if you look at this guy's eyes, like, there is nothing but they are soulless eyes. Like, if you look up Amo Koivunen, there is nothing behind those eyes. There's just death, destruction.
You know what? That's how the Nazis almost won, man. Is the only reason we actually were able to gain an advantage is because the British bombed their meth factories, because the Germans had these chocolates they passed out to all their soldiers and everyone creating for them. That was meth that was fueling the entire Third Reich. I know we're not talking about drugs right now, but again, Nazi ferocity on meth is the attack that the Chupacabra's coming after you with.
Well, yeah, that's why they were trying to develop a freaking anti-gravity machine too, because they're hopped up on drugs.
I mean, I want an anti-gravity machine, and I'm stone sober right now.
Because weren't they like not even telling the soldiers too that the chocolate had meth in it? They're just like, eat this chocolate. It's this chocolate. It is very good for you.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, it was just like rations, and then eventually by the end of it, they were just like giving them tablets and being like, yeah, it's speed, man, let's go.
I will say, like, so the intelligence I think is very important, and the planning like the Dover Demon has, but I think that even all of the intelligence and planning in the world cannot prepare you for like over the top ferocity and aggression of the enemy. There's nothing that you can plan for that.
Again, back to my own fighting career, which was not illustrious. I have planned to say so many things to so many people, but I've also been hit way faster than I've ever gotten one of those words out.
Yeah. I can see you like in the shower afterwards, like, should have said this. Should have said this.
The black eye and just crying.
Dover Demon's cool though. I'd never heard of it, and it is kind of a funky legend. I would not want to see that, because a Chupacabra, if I saw that in the woods, I might be like, oh, it's just an animal. But a Dover Demon, I'm like, that's a straight up alien, and that's way scarier to me than any animal.
And the description of its face being just like holes, that to me is very unsettling. That because there's not even eyes there. It's just a hole in your face.
It's just big old pits.
There's something very unsettling about eyes, and particularly missing eyes. That'd be freaky.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right.
Cool.
I think we had a couple of good fights right there.
That was fun.
Fight.
That was really fun. Again, if you guys want more of this, because we've got 14 more battles in this round, and then we'll be moving on to the next round of the Scary 16. So if you want more content like this, please head over to our paid content. And again, we love the support, but also you'll get some really, really fun stuff coming down the way there.
We plan on doing a lot more fun stuff like this too, and who knows if it
Honestly,
even
as a
relates to
listener,
anything.
I'll pay for this.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, that's what we like to hear. As of right now, the subscriber option is not available, but it will be soon. As soon as we put out the next episode of the Cryptid tournament, that one will be on there, and at that point will be available to subscribe to. But yeah, and
keep
I
you
mean,
in
if
the
you
know.
don't, that's perfectly fine. We love your support no matter where it is, and if you can, then I will. The only thing that's coming to mind is eat Taco Bell, but that's not something that you try to bribe someone with. I think I just really want Taco Bell right now.
Well, that was a lot of fun, Des. Thank you so much for coming on. Again, go check out the Circle Pit podcast and Wrecked podcast and Disengaged Band. You guys, they're on Spotify. Go check them out. They are very talented, and Dez's podcasts are very funny. And yours truly has even been a part of one, so it's good content.
That's true, and we will have you back for sure. Love to have you both on. And thank you for letting me be on every time. It's super fun, and we have some good laughs, and I make you say things that are horrible.
You bring an energy that is a fun horrible energy, we'll say,
and sounds.
That's true.
Oh my! It catches me off guard every time.
That sounded like the crawler zombie when you get a crawler in zombies, and it's
you're just trying to run around and keep it alive.
Yep.
All right, and Des, what are the names of your podcasts again, so they can find them if they enjoy said type of podcast?
Easiest way is you can check out on Instagram at Circle Pit Radio Network. That's our whole podcast network. We got all kinds of great shows. I'm personally on 3 of them. I got Wrecked Podcast, which is our comedy, Irreverent Humor, so be ready for that. Where me and some friends, we drink some beers and we read silly news stories and make fun of people.
Very funny.
Sounds like a great time.
We've got an underground music podcast called the Salt City Circle Pit, where I interview the best bands from the local and international underground. And then we've got That Bites, which is nerd culture, nerd news. If you're into D&D, Marvel stuff, books in general, video games, stuff like that, that's what That Bites covers. And then we've got a whole bunch of other cool shows and more to come. So check it out.
That's what we like to hear.
We're all over Spotify and everywhere you get your podcast. So yeah, anywhere you can find Tangent, you can find us. Just search Wrecked Podcast.
Awesome. Well, thanks again. We appreciate all your support and listenership, and we will catch you guys in the next one.
Later.
Goodbye.